Hello, my name is Ethan Wickham, and today's speech will be about my most recent trip to New York City and how everything there mainly inspired me in many ways. Since I was little, I've always had large dreams, things I've always wanted to accomplish, and many different dreams, many different changes over time that just didn't ever come to fruition because I was a little kid with a lot of imagination. But while I was in New York, it made me grow as a person quite a bit and helped me kind of find out who I want to be a bit more of. And so while we were there, there's obviously tons of buildings in New York. It's a humongous city. And when I was younger, I really wanted to be an architectural designer. I wanted to help in the designing of buildings and the infrastructure. I wanted to help design houses and the interior of houses and how they're laid out. I really wanted to be a part of that, and being like in New York really inspired me to do that more since there's so many great buildings there. Like there's a Statue of Liberty, not a building, but it's a statue and a great architectural feat. The Empire State Building and the Grand Central Station were three of the main big buildings I saw. There are many other corporation buildings I saw that had like interesting architecture, and they were like curved or they had weird pointy things at the top, and I just thought that was really interesting. And just seeing that, nobody even talking to me about it, just seeing it made me feel like I could do that, I could design that, I could make something like that. And that truly was an inspiration. And other than becoming inspired by the buildings, when I was there, I was inspired by the Broadway musical Hamilton, because again, since I was little, I'd always been singing and acting a lot, like just acting silly or acting like a cartoon character or whatever I wanted to do when I was little, just messing around. And I would always sing because I always watched Disney when I was little, so there's always musicals everywhere. So I was always singing. And seeing Hamilton, which is acting and singing, all singing, made me really inspired. Like, I want to do that. I want to be up there because I saw some of the actors and I was like, oh, I could do better than that. Like, they're doing an amazing job. They're professional actors, but it just made me feel like I could do that. Like, oh, this is something that I can accomplish and do it within my lifetime. And although that's not my main goal right now, it might be later in the future since I have many goals often and they change quite a bit. And that's pretty much the main inspirations that I got from being in New York. And the final one is kind of like I got inspired to not want to live there because it stinks there. There's a lot of cars and people, and it's just not my type of city to live in. Although that's not an inspiration, it was just another thing about me that I learned while I was there. Like, I grew a lot while I was there, and I really found out that the places that I want to live are not big cities, and it's just not for me. And so pretty much my main inspiration came from the buildings, the play, and not wanting to live there. So if you, like me, are a teenager and are still young and are still growing, going places and doing things is often the best way to do that, to find out what you like to do and find out what you don't like to do. And that's really what I learned in New York. Thank you.